Good afternoon, everyone. We are live now from Herd. At least Eskom gave us some time and not load shedding at the moment. So we're just waiting for Khanyisa. She's actually just at the water hole. They're just stopping by, and then we'll have her. But I'm going to swap over and just show you a little bit more while we wait. Just a little bit more about the orphanage. So I'm basically Adine live from Herd Orphanage. Okay. All right, so this is just the stables where you will also see Khanyisa and Lammie will come through. And over there we've got Lammie. I'm just going to see if I can get closer to them. And waiting is Kensani and Reply. The Kensani started with us, and we trained her, so she's one of the first female elephant carers and adding a lot of value to the babies. And then behind her we've got Reply. So Reply started a little bit earlier. He actually developed in a major role here at Herd with the little ones, and he also goes with Khanyisa out into the bush. So we're going to just show you this Lammie. So Lammie also waiting at the gate. She knows more or less what time it is, and waiting for Khanyisa to get back. So Lundi and Lammie are basically, the two mothers that play a major role in little Khanyisa's life. And without Lammie, I'm not really sure how. Okay. So it seems like I have to stand just over here. So we'll zoom in. What I'll also do is just go around this side and climb through over the fence. So we've got the elephants. You'll see them walking in the background. They're coming towards the stable. So they'll just wait outside and give Lundi and Khanyisa the time to come through. Oh, sorry. I actually wanted to just climb over the poles. So that's why it's a little bit, and there's the two waiting. But if I'm just over, sorry, that's the poles that I had to climb over. So just for you to know why it was a bit shaky, but it will just give a reference from this side. So although they're close, they're a little bit far. So I'll just show you. There's some birds flying. The swallows are back. They've been migrating and coming back. So for us, it's actually great to have them. So this is the orphanage. You'll see the 3 stable doors. Then we have the kitchen over here and a little bathroom on this side. And I'll take you through on the other side as we carry in. But this is then the outside playing area and goes down toward. So it's kind of a nice area for Khanyisa also to play in, and for the orphans, should they stay here, they've got enough food, and also for Lammie that staying behind. So she keeps the grass a little bit trim, but we do need to water the grass. That's why it's also green, but it's also natural feed then. And it also place, if they do stay here for a day, it gives them something to feed on as well, and you don't have to substitute, but it's natural grazing area. So I see Lundi actually stop there. I think she's eating a banana grass or 2. So what we actually provide for them in the stables under the shed, the roof, is banana grass that we plant. We've got about 10 hectares under agriculture. And the bannock grass is very similar to sugarcane. It just has lower sugar levels in. And basically that's for the teeth to last. And then we also cut branches. So the branches, especially in winter times, very important. It gives the extra nutrition. And we also have lucerne. So for each elephant, they basically, average on a 1.5 bale per person. So here you'll see Lundi coming closer. And Tiger in the front. I'll zoom in a bit. Kom Khanyisa, kom meisiekind, kom Lund, kom. Kom Lund. Tiger, I've got an apple at the gate. Okay. Sorry, we were running out of oranges. So she's got an apple now. And I only had one left. I brought 2 today to work. And Reply is going closer. She's smelling the apple, so she's stopping there. It's like, why can't I get now an apple? So Lundi is coming through like this. And then basically seeing little Khanyisa off. And there Khanyisa is coming. Oops, okay, she's dropping some stools for us as well. And there she goes in. Dankie Lundi. Dankie Lund. Thanks Tiger. So you'll see Tiger's got the backpack. So inside the backpack we've got 2 bottles at a time. And she's been fed then in the bush. And with the bottles, it's actually like a cool bag with the 2 bottles in. And Dankie Lund. And then, sorry, there you can see Lundi then going back, and she'll be joining the others in her stable. So the closest stable to us is where she's going through now, Stockwest stable. And then Lundi stable is more on that side, going past. So Reply and Kinsani is just putting on a little blanket. It's not that cold, but it is, a little chilly. It's a little bit more colder than yesterday. So I'm just going to jump over the okay, sorry, that was just me jumping over. Hello meisiekind. Okay, how far I can go. But I think she's very glad to be back. She's actually also talking. I don't know if you heard that. It was a very low rumble. And also just, some signs of her genitals. You can see, she's quite happy and going back to the green grass. I'll actually just see how close we can get before losing signal. So you can just also wave or send me a message if I'm losing signal. I'll just go slowly and we'll see how our okay, alright, sorry, I think I have to come back for better signal. It seems like I'm losing, but you can see Khanyisa kind of playing now with Lammie. And then Kinsani has also, she's taking a dung ball for Khanyisa. So the dung ball is to add very important probiotics. Now the chances that she will have had a dung ball already, is good, but still just from a, perspective, what do you call it? don't know what to, but anyway, to have it also here in the orphanage, you know, shouldn't have had it before, but it seems she is going past it. So she'd actually dictate what she needs and how much she also needs it. And we still, you know, every day I do believe in adding the shit shakes. So Khanyisa now picking up, or not picking, breaking some grass and actually spoiling her a little bit. So one of these days, Khanyisa will be a little bit taller than Khanyisa. Now, I always, you know, think it's a good combination between male and female carers. That you do have both sides in, you know, do need that motherly care, but also, you know, for out in the bush, most of my carers are male. Sorry, seems like you're losing me again. I'm just going to... Khanyisa, if you can bring her this side. Sorry, we'll see if we can kind of bring her closer. She can just... Oh, sorry, it's not me. Sorry, so this is also quite new, you know, had been live. Hello, Lammie. So Lammie's really hanging around in the orphanage, you know, and just eating. She's quite fat and in a good condition because she doesn't walk that much. Where previously we walked quite a bit with Khanyisa. But now Khanyisa is doing a good, I want to say, you know, 20 kilos about a day, and you know, keeping fit, and I think maybe slender as well. So also important to always look at her energy levels. You know, she needs to keep up with the rest of the herd without losing weight. So usually we you know, we weigh now only once a week to see how much weight she put on a weekly base, and that also average from 500 grams per day to 200 grams, you know, if it's lower. Depends on, you know, if she's on a growth spurt. So if there's any questions, Sue and Tamlin's online, and Wilma to just reply on our behalf if I don't, you know, see it. Now, I see I've got a question on what is your experiences to be a carer. So for me, a carer needs to be basically local, from the community. It's a lot about community enrichment as well. They don't have to have any qualifications. For me, it is how your heart is, and also the elephants do accept a person or they don't accept a person. So I usually take someone for a working interview, because a lot of people, you know, really love elephants and animals, and once you work with the animals, but it is extremely long hours. It's a lot of dedication, especially if something goes wrong. You know, sometimes you don't sleep for 2, 3, 4 days, and you just have to carry on. So that is kind of, you know, do you have that inner strength to stay on? So I'll basically take, you know, for an interview. You know, sometimes you're wrong with somebody, but it also for me is to learn about elephants, learn about their behavior, and learn how to read them. is quite important, and there's no handbook or manual, that can actually tell you, you know, what experiences does. Although the signal is much better than yesterday, it is limited. You know, we're still out in Africa. You sometimes can't believe that. And the speed are not that great here. You know, you sometimes upload a video and it takes ages. So just bear in mind that, you know, now she will get her bottle in the next 20 or so minutes. Let me see. So I saw the question, what is happening to Lammie? So Lammie will stay on, you know, to assist with the little ones. And, you know, should the next one come, she just has such good motherly skills, and basically, you know, on retirement here. Now, the question on, you know, when a baby elephant starts to be with the main herd, that really depends from individual to individual. Like with Khanyisa, and that is what is so great about having the elephants, you know, adjacent, is that we would like as soon as possible to introduce an elephant orphan to the herd. They are strong enough. In the beginning, we were unable to take Khanyisa to them because she had her wounds that we had to care for, you know, twice a day, and so we just had to stabilize her. And then during Corona times, you know, and that I think was the positive side of, you know, Corona for us. Is I've been stationed here, and I could have done it very slowly. Just to kind of, you know, embrace the situation and see how they react, how she reacts. And in the beginning it was just half an hour, and it was just on Jabulani, and then I started adding Lundi, and you know, the time just lengthened, and the more elephants were introduced over time until she was able to, you know, to stay out the whole day. So it's basically, yeah, kind of, you know, I take it on what I read. It's, you know, from the elephants, and take it longer. So basically my background is I'm an accountant. I have not studied anything, but my I've studied accountancy, but I haven't studied anything in animal care. But I've spent a lot of time on the reserve when I was as a small child, and my friends were more animals. You know, usually for a teenager, that was very boring if you have to come back to the farm and all your friends are out in the city. And the time what I spent then with the animals, sorry, it's a bit shaky. I've just moved positions, but anyway, so I started, you know, spending the time with the animals, and actually learning quite a lot, not really knowing, you know, that I'm learning. But through those experiences, I can actually, you know what I know now by, you know, reading a lot into the situation. However, I've never really appreciated way back. So I was thinking of going into corporate. That was kind of, you know, my road ahead. But then my dad suddenly passed away, and I had to come back and run the reserve at that stage. And yeah, you know, just before he passed away, my mum saved the elephants from Zimbabwe and brought them to Jabulani. And you know, it was for me quite a challenge to get to know each elephant and kind of read and win them over. And that's how I started with the elephants, and spending more time on that. However, the lodge took me away quite a bit, knocking on doors for business in order to get people bums in beds for business. For each thing you have to have a management plan, but also a business model around it to be sustainable. So the lodge is basically this sustainable side of the elephants, but getting in more baby orphans and the costs around, that's unfortunately not the only thing we would be able to survive. And now with COVID, with travel restrictions, but we learned quite a bit. We had nice challenges, but Khanyisa was always our light. And also from perspective, the first day when she went out, she was kind of my sunshine. She was just so sparkly. So Khanyisa means sunshine. And then all the other elephants were basically named after the rivers they were found in Zimbabwe. Like Booby is from the Booby River, Lundi, Sabakwe. It's all river names in Zimbabwe. Klasiri is a river in South Africa. Kumbura means remembrance. She was the first orphan that arrived in 2009 on the day my dad passed away. So she's kind of, was a special baby for us. So everyone do have a meaning to their name, but mostly it is river names. And then Jabulani means happiness or rejoice. And he's also then, our can I say, admin boy, of head boy, sorry. As soon as Reply will come with the milk, I'm sure she will get closer. Khanyisa, kom! Khanyisa, come, Bobby! Come, icy kid! Sorry, I'm shouting in your ear now. I'm trying not to call her, but and then just on, we also, for people who don't know about Fishin is also one of our elephant bulls that broke his leg about a year or two ago. I can't really believe how long it is, but his chances were not looking great. But we put on a cast, and he stayed behind for months, and I had carers reading to him that he keeps contact with them, so that was they all laughed at me. Just the reason why I said they must team is that hearing voices and doesn't feel alone, because I actually said they must talk to him, and I realized they're not talking to him. They it's hello Fishin, but what else do you talk to an elephant about? So then I brought books, and I said no, they must read. So I was sure they're not doing that, and I asked the guys to then send me a video each day of who was reading, and then I wanted to see, I wanted to prove. So they had to send me a video. And then later on, when he went back, you must just remember a big bull weighs 3 to 4 tons, so he's quite massive, but he's doing very well. So especially now with the summer coming up, winter times he does battle, when it's a cold night, it's like arthritis, you do feel the pain, so you will, in the mornings you can see he's a bit slower, but he's got a, what do you call it, a bed here. Oh, sorry, camera. sorry, I'm thinking what is a bed seer in English? A pressure sore. And now the pressure sore we do clean on a daily basis, and it is because he's lying on the leg and just for getting up easier. And now a lot of people won't know that elephants do sleep. They do lie down when they sleep, but we actually have like a ant hill which they lie against. And that just is kind of easier for them then to get up. So you will see elephants in the wild, lying down and really sleeping. Not so long. And even for the babies, if the baby elephants lie down, most of the time the mothers, will, or the mothers and the allo mothers will pick them up with their trunks and their feet, kind of, kick them up. So they're not keen on lying down, but they do sleep lying down as well. So we've got Reply now with her milk bottle. There's Reply. Reply will bring her closer, that she drinks here. So what she does is she smells Reply, and girl. Amazing good. Huh? So just getting another breath. Sorry. Gosh. So this is actually from the others, behind. You can actually see her marks over there of where the snare went through. So you can just imagine how sore that must have been. You know, it started from there, going through, and then also behind her ears. You can see still the marks, but it looks so much better. Dankie Blaai. Well done. Daar's hy. So there she goes off, and we need to feed further. And Lammie will just slowly follow her. So now with that, it's getting a little bit darker. Darker a little bit later. You know, she really utilized the time out here as well. If it's cold, I notice, you know, she will get into her nursery sooner. But, you know, it's kind of safe outside. We do have the electrified fencing. Let's see if I walk here, if I can. So she's kind of, you know, safe. However, I'd prefer her to come back at night. You never know what's out there. Standing on this side, I'll quickly show you. This is now the stable. I need to zoom back. So this is now made up for the night. You've got the branches, so it looks dead, but it's actually not dead. You know, if you can see, if it's not really breaking. And then this is what she eats, and she actually rolls that in her mouth, and taking off the we call it the bark. And then in the corner we've got some banana grass for her, and the bedding is where she sleeps on. So she usually lies next to the wall, and that's just, I think, you know, for a bit of comfort on that. And let's see if we can get her. This is the outside, and this is just, you know, the passage. You'll see the green bins. That is the bins that is green is the normal nursery. So that is, you know, kind of fun. But the red is where it's the quarantine. So everything, all the linen, etc., will go into the red for the quarantine. And then we know, you know, it's extra sterilizing and stuff. It's just to actually have nobody, you know, to be able to enter here, because it was kind of a slope. But I've planted some spackboom, and I don't know, she's lately very interested in my wormpies, and taking that out. And then just over there, we've got the aquaponics. So the aquaponics is basically part of our community projects, which is a little bit standing at the moment, but that's my sample, and where I'd like to do the training in showing people how the aquaponics work, and then be able to lay that out into the community areas. So, but you know, just to leverage that the aquaponics of the elephants are, you know, work opportunities to people, and because it's our natural capital, and you know, for Africa without elephants and without wildlife, it will be a disaster. Hello, my meisiekind. Hello. Hello, meisiekind. Now, sorry, now I have to go back. It feels like, you know, prison from this side on. But Khanyisa, yeah, just hearing you know, would like to come back. And unfortunately, you know, I can't open this gate for her because this area is, you know, if I start doing that, it basically breaks your boundary and your passage that, you know, is needed for, you know, kind of a quarantine area as well. So just in front of each, okay, that is the red dustbins then. And then in front is a footpath where you put, you know, you have to step in before going through to the nursery areas. You've got for your biosecurity reason your hand sanitizer. So this was actually for us normal, you know, having all these sanitized stations. It's not, you know, unusual because of Corona. And then this is the kitchen. So what we do is we've got our what do you call it, dry mixes that's made up for the day, and having all the time schedules on there. That is our when we put the hot boiling water in our flasks, and all the oils and boiling water, our big products that's used, you know, and stored like that. And then we also have a nice, that's our dung water. Oh, sorry, now that is locked, but that's fine. So Rupra is now just washing all the bottles, which we also then sanitize, and they will be standing there. And yeah, this is basically the storeroom. So we keep it locked that you know, it can't be entered, and just for security reasons that's been locked. Our little fridge, and just behind the door. So this is always keeping very clinically. There's Lenta. Sorry, so that's my daughter. And that's Nandi waiting for us to wrap up. And then this is the foot baths. So just, you know, if you do enter actually from this side, you basically step in and then walking past. And then this is also our signage. So no unauthorized person, you know, is allowed beyond this point. And, you know, closing this gate. And the reason then, you know, why we don't allow anyone here is because we can't afford to bring in any kind of bacterial virus, you know, so this is why all the foot baths are in this passage and corridor. And then this is always where little Khanyisa stays in. I see she's not back yet. I thought she might have returned. But since she is still... Kitsani, come here. Kitsani, Tlamo. Okay, so am I back? Kitsani, just stand here. I just want to ask you a question. Sorry. So I'll do this, and then Kitsani will be at least as tall as the... to look after the elephants. Okay, all right, I'm back, and I've got Kitsani here with me. And people ask me, you know, what's my experience? But I think, you know, from Kitsani's perspective, you know, coming from the community, and that was her first time when she saw elephants, was when she started working here. So I think just for her to tell you how, you know, it is to look after a baby. Okay, Kitsani?
For us to look after the baby elephant, is we must make sure that the baby elephant is happy, we pay attention for her, we play with her, give her food, milk, grass, and branches, and banana grass. Banana grass, the one we are planting here for elephant. So we give her, so she like it. It's like a sugar cane, but it has a less sugar. So we are playing with her, making sure she sleep. We give her time to play with us, and we make sure that she's happy.
Okay, good. And you love looking after elephants.
I love to look after the baby elephant because they don't have a parent, so we are the parents for the baby elephant.
Good. And what do you tell people what you do?
Here we are playing with baby elephant. We are giving them milk, so cleaning, doing everything. We are working as a team to help each other.
And do people believe you when you tell them you work with elephants?
When I tell people that I'm working with elephant, they don't believe me. They said, "Yo, elephant. Do you really know elephant?" I said, "Yes, baby elephant. I'm working with the."
Yeah, no. Thank you, Kinsani. People say they love you, you know, so thank you so much. Yeah, no, Kinsani is fantastic, and she didn't know Nandi, and now she and Nandi is like best of friends whenever I'm not around. Or, and then I'll quickly introduce you also to Reply. Reply, I quickly want to introduce you to all our viewers. So Reply, as you said, was just cleaning. He's out in the bush. So Reply, do you have a favorite elephant from all the others?
Yes.
Who's your favorite?
Khanyisa.
Okay, so you can hear Khanyisa is still his favorite elephant, and he's learning, from the others. So that is actually just, from all of us at Herd. And if I can just show you just the lightning outside. The light is so beautiful. And I just want to say thank you for everyone who connected today. And I'm going to greet you. I've unfortunately have a meeting scheduled on Zoom. Now Zoom is taking over our lives. But it's just to say bye to Khanyisa from our side and Lammie. And you can see Nandi. So Nandi is now wanting to go out and play, but she can't go and play now because we need to go back to the office. So thank you for everyone who joined us tonight. I hope you enjoyed a little bit of what our lives are out here in the bush. And it is just 6:15 in the evening now, so still early, but we're fortunate to have electricity tonight, and that's why we're able to. And I'm apologizing to everyone for last night, as we didn't have signal due to the power outings that we've got here in South Africa. But I'm very happy to be here tonight and hope you have enjoyed. And Khanyisi, she also wants to play with Nandi. Boy, my Scorpio. Just boy. Okay. Senior Nana. Okay. Bye, Kitsani. Bye, Khanyisa. Bye, everyone. Have a good night and evening. And keep contact with us. And if there's any question, let us know. We'll answer as best what we can. Thanks, everyone. Bye.